just wait until you see what my ideas are. Come in here a minute, check out all that as well. Look, I got all this to show you as well. Yo, Mrs. Whisperer, are you gonna come out and help today or what? I'm gonna let you have a go on this saw in a minute and see how you get on. Like baking a cake. Right, let's have a look inside the filter shed then and see what I've done. You're also probably thinking, what the hell have I got on here? Get on, girl. Look at that, girl. Looking the absolute hammer. And that's what you need really for fiberglassing. You don't want any, not the insulation. It's all been put into place. Not a bit of a problem, hell of a problem. Spent more than what I wanted to, well over budget. Right, so I've just been down to the builder's merchant. Right then, let's make the last cut of the OSB sheet that I've got. Get the old Makita out, give it some hammer. Mr. Miyagi, eat your heart out. That's the hammer, boy! I've got loads of bits of scrap wood that I've been making best of what I can do with. And this is what I've come up with so far. Get on the Makita. Drive him home. Get the jungle juice mixing. Look at he go, boy. Look at that, look. All of the corner beads on place. Right, so we decided to take down the fence that was here as well. Main reason is because I wanted to make sure that I tied up level around that side, and I wanted to see what it looked like from back there. Pond's looking lovely and dry. Fiberglass this week. So yeah, that'll be a hell of a video. Into this silk trap, I've got a 90 on it, I put a 45 on it, but I thought I'd just show you what I've done today. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So to start with, if you can like the video for me, let's see if we can get 2,000 likes on this video. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button. Let's just crack on with this video. As you can see, all of the insulation, I've just finished OSB in the roof. Just bought the light in the dead center of the room. So I've just got to work out where my light switch is going to go, where I'm going to have the height of the plug sockets all the way across the room. I'm not sure yet exactly where I want them to be, but I'll work that out as I go today. I'm just going to carry on today, get all of the OSB on the wall. But as you can see here, there was 2 bits of OSB here. This was a hell of a job trying to get this to fit up right, but I got there in the end. I got a lovely tight joint all the way across. You're also probably thinking, what the hell have I got on here? I'm hoping to get the pond fiberglass this week, and I want to make sure the pond's bone dry. 15 meters in length, 4 meters in width, and I've just doubled them up. So I've got 7.5 meters both sides. It's a little bit dark for me to show you. Completely bone dry underneath here. Put it on a couple of bits of timber so I can roll this up. I can pin it in place. But for time being, because I've just had it set up for the last week, I just had a bit of rubber left over from when I had the roof. All I've done is just created myself a little gully all the way down through the back. So all of this rainwater comes into there and it will run down to here. And then it literally just seeps out here. And this is where the soakaway is, so the water's just disappearing. And as you can see, underneath here is completely bone dry. A little bit dark in here, so the picture's not great. But as you can see, the very, very bottom course of that block is almost 100% dry. That's what you need really for fiberglassing. You don't want any, not even a little bit of damp spots on the block whatsoever. That sheet goes right up over. Also got a drain down here. So as you can see, this side of the pond, there's no rain getting there whatsoever. The idea is working all right. I'm gonna come to fiberglass in the next couple of days. They give out no rain, so it's perfect. So let's crack on with this, get all of this done today. And that's the reason why this is up. It's a little bit dark for me to film, so I do apologize about that. Right, so the back OSB's on. What I'm doing now, I've just pre-measured all my holes where they gotta be to get all of my electrics to come out in the right place where I want to do. I've also chucked a load of noggins in up here for the pure fact of when I hang my boiler, I'm not sure exactly where the flue goes out. And just spoke to me plumber and he says leave about 16 centimeters above the top and then just whack 3 braces on, and then there's plenty of room for us to hang the boiler up there, no problem at all. So I've done that. Now it's time to chuck this OSB on and let's see if I've got a nice tight fit. Then let's make the last cut of the OSB sheet that I've got. Get the old Makita out, give it some hammer. It don't rain, but it pours. I'm in my filter house. Just got the last bit of OSB to go up here, but I'm running a bit thin, so I might wait until I got a full sheet. Problem I got this sheeted up right up over the front. Well, the amount of rain that's coming off of this sheet, not going onto the ground, because I don't want the water seeping through to the block work into the pond. So I've just dug a little channel out here as it's coming off of there, but it was running against the back here into my filter house, and this was flooded right out. So I've had to dig another trench out down through here until I get that gully drain along here, and then I'll get all of this Indian sandstone. I'm going to have endless problems with this, but what I'm going to do tomorrow, I think, is just dig a hole, chuck all the earth up there, fill all this pea gravel in here, and then it'll have a bit of a soak away before I actually get round to doing the sandstone here. But it is a hell of a job, man. The rain, look, why can't I just have 1 week with no rain? Then I would say, that's the hammer then, boy. Look at it, it's actually running in here like a river, man. We've got so much rain. Check this out, look at this flow. Can you see that? I've had enough of this rain. Will you just do one and do me a bit of a favour? Right, let's have a look inside the filter shed then and see what I've done. So we've got all the electrics in, all the OSB in. I've just put a bit of wood filler along the top. There's a couple of tiny little gaps. Nothing really to worry about. Very happy with what I've done. Yeah, like I said, I'm just waiting for an order really for a bit of wood filler to turn up. I could just use like decorator's cork or something like that. I mean, the gaps, if I show you, they're bare minimal, but all I'm doing is just running a little bit over there, then I can paint it and it'll just look that little bit better. So I thought I'd just as well do that. But all my electrics are now all in place. My light switch and everything for the fan. The extractor fan will be going up there. I've written on the board basically where everything can be put. To put the brace marks, and I've got it all on record, because when I paint, I don't want my plumber to come out and say, oh, where's your braces? It's hard to find the braces when you've got everything painted in it. So if I've just recorded what I've done. I've written down the measurements. It makes it easier to hang the boiler, get the extractor flue out or whatever they've got to do there to get the gases out and all the rest of it. But yeah, so moving on, I did have to patch up with the last little bit of OSB I had there. I had to put one in there and one full length across there, but it's the only lengths I had, and I won't buy any more OSB for the price of wood at the moment. But what we got here, we got a bit of a problem. Not a bit of a problem, hell of a problem. Obviously, a lot of you know that I'm planning eventually, down to money and how much money I've got left. Money's running a bit tight at the moment with what I've spent. Spent more than what I wanted to, well over budget, but I got to continue. So eventually I want to be putting Indian sandstone down here. Sorry about that. There's a plane up there making hell of a racket. So as I was saying, I got a bit of a problem with the ground, the water, the way things are running. Obviously, I've had all this sheet on. All of the rainwater has been coming down here, and it's a lot more than what normally would happen. But it's sitting against the block work and seeping through the blocks. Waterproof paint seal to go across there. I've just thought of an idea, because I probably won't get to it this year for how much money that it's going to cost to do this job on top. What I'm going to do is dig a trench out down through here, fill it with all of this pea gravel, get the pea gravel in there. But what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just building myself a feature plant pot out of scrap bits of wood I've got. I've got a plant pot there, I've got a plant pot over there, and I'm going to strip them all down, save the wood, because like I said, I haven't got much money to buy much more materials, and I still need a hell of a lot more stuff to finish this pond itself. So I'm going to carry on with this. Look how much earth I've took out from here. But what the plan is, what the idea is to get this earth and the earth which is in that pot and in that pot, build a pot against the wall. So what I'm doing, I'm just building myself up a frame, and I'm using scrap wood, scrap materials, and see if I can come up with some idea to make it look half decent. And we'll see what it looks like when I'm finished. I'm planning to put the barbecue in this corner as well. So let me just crack on with the video and I'll show you what I got up to. Got a few old boats that I can plan to use. They'll be fine. That's all I've got left of the new ones. I'll strip that pot completely down. I've got loads of bits of scrap wood that I've been making best of what I can do with. And this is what I've come up with so far. Obviously I need to clad it. It's far from finished yet, but I got me frame. So it means I can get all of this earth in that pot. And pretty much I've got to line that pot out just to protect the wood more than anything. And then I'm going to clad the outside of it. But that allows me to dig more earth out of here to get into there. And then I can put a load of chippings into there, which will stop water going into there. That's the plan, that's the idea. And let's carry on with this project. But yeah, it's coming on all right. Hell of a structure. What I've done, look, I'll get you a bit closer. It's all scrap wood. I've bolted it to the wall with these posts. Just bear with me because it looks untidy at the moment, but this is framework, so framework don't matter. But just trust me, time I'm done, I got an idea. Put some old pond liner in there to stop it rotting the wood out, and then I'm going to chuck a load of pea gravel in the bottom of there, so that will fall straight to the soak away. Any water that falls in there will got somewhere to go. Let's crack on and let's have a look. Put the leftover bit of pond liner that I've got, loads of gravel in the bottom. Let's chuck all this earth in. I've got loads and loads and loads of earth to get rid of. Get it in there, and hopefully it makes my life a little bit easier with this soak away, which I can sort out and get more earth in there. Let's see how much I can actually fit in there. Right then, so I got rid of all of that earth there. I got rid of all of the earth that was in the wheelbarrow. I've dug out about 1.5 foot, 2 foot down trench, right down to the depth of where I need to plumb into here. So I'm just going to backfill that with gravel for time being, and I'll finish it at a later date. But I've managed to get rid of a decent portion of earth up here and keep having water going into there. I mean, it's not a lot, but in the winter when we get rain 24/7, you see this bottom course of block, especially in the corners. I'm just getting patches seep through the block because what's happening is that the rain's coming down off of this here. It's sitting against here and just soaking into there. At least now it can run. I've drilled a load of holes into this concrete for time being, but at least now it can run into here, and any rainwater, because this is lower than what this part of the garden is, so any rainwater that comes quickly and fast and don't have time to soak through, it runs straight down the hill, straight into here. So then now it'll run into the soakaway, which hopefully will give me a little bit more longer time to get this filter house finished. And then I'm going to paint the back of this with bitumen as well, all the way along, and then I'm going to fill up the concrete on a slant all the way across and level this area out. We got 2 bags of sand left though, so I'm probably going to have to get some aggregate, but you know, make do with what you got. I just thought I'd tidy up things, what I got in the garden. Let's finish this off. There it is, look, not bad for a bit of scrap wood that I've got lying around. It'll do exactly what I want it to do. Time I get the plants in here, time I paint the back of this, get the plants in. I've feather edged up that side, and I'll come round here. I've also feather edged up that side. Wife's happy with it, I'm happy with it, and like I said, time the plants go in there, it'll make a nice little feature there on that back wall. Right, so I've just been down to the builder's merchant. I've got some of this eco drain stuff, whatever they called, drainage, gully drains, whatever you want to call them. I've got 3 or 4 of these left over, so I'm just working out a plan of how to stop this water going into the actual filter house itself. I mean, like I said, it's bare minimal, but I don't want any in there at all. Just been down to the builder's merchant. I picked up 4 bags of aggregate, picked up another 8 pieces of feather edge. I've still got 2 bags of sand there. Before I do that, because I don't want to start it until I paint it, and the paint said it's due at 3 o'clock and I want to get on with something else. So what I'm going to do now, cladding and wood at the moment is crazy price. I did originally want to put like a tongue and groove or a shiplap in here, but it's 4 times the price of what that is at the moment. My budget, as tight as what it is, it's just one of them things I'm going to have to deal with. Plus, the wife said it will look quite nice if everything's the same matching. I know there's a hell of a lot of people out there that want me to put a window in here. Same again, it would be nice if I did put a window in there, but for how much extra a window's going to cost for me to put that in, and to be completely honest with you all, I've got an overhang here. If I come out to view the koi, this is where I'm going to view them anyway. I'm not going to look in there, like stand in there and look over the fish. People's worried about me in the winter. The way I've designed this pond, like the old pond, if I come in here a minute, check out all that as well. Look, I got all this to show you as well, and some new food. But I got a window in here. I can stand in here, I can open this window, and I'm right next to my pond. I mean, look how close the pond is. I am right here. So in the winter, this is where I'm going to check me. Nearly fell over another gully drain then. This is where I'll be checking my pond from the window. I stand in right next to the pond, so I don't really need to put a window in there. And the reasons why I'm not going to have a window in there, I want to make that a feature wall. So I'm going to feather edge it up, and just wait until you see what my ideas are, what I'm going to put on that wall when it's all said and done. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get the feather edge on here, see if I can make it look as best as I can. I'm going to try to make it match up with this. So as you stood from this angle, it all looks identical. I didn't think about that when I was doing this, so I'm slightly out, and I'm honest with you all, I'm slightly a little bit out on the first one. So what I'm going to have to do is, where this one runs across here, it runs across there, it's slightly out by about 10 mil. So I'm going to have to fix it up on the second one, so then by the eye it looks all the same. Make it as good as what I can, and we'll go from there. Let's crack on and let's see what happens. Mrs. Whisperer, are you going to come out and help today or what? The sun is out today. The sun is out. Look at it. It's absolutely banging. So Mrs. Whisperer, drink your cup of coffee. That would be the absolute hammer, sweetheart. Get on, girl. Look at that girl. Doing a bit of work there. So what's he doing up there, sweetheart? Just polishing off me sheets, is he?
Yeah, they're filthy.
Yeah, they are. These here this time, they're absolutely terrible this time. I wish I handpicked them myself like I did the rest of it. But they'll be alright. Time I give them a good old dust off, I might have to give them a good old seeing over. But yeah, just whacking these up now as we go, innit, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Giving it some hammer. We're going to carry on. I'm going to let you have a go on this saw in a minute and see how you get on. But yeah, she's doing all the pre-drilling for me. Happy days. Get on, girl. All marked up. There's the drill. Drive him home, girl. Drive him home. Lovely jubbly.
Get them all in, love?
I'll get them in there. Got my glasses on because I can't see very well. But I'm going to take them off. I'm going to show you the fastest nailing in the world. With an hammer. Ready? Mr. Miyagi, eat your heart out. That's the hammer, boy! The reason why I didn't send them all home to start with, I just pre-whacked them in, because if you whack these ring shank nails in and you get stuck, the main reason is because I wanted to make sure that I tied up level around that side, and I wanted to see what it looked like from back there. And what I had to do, I had to adjust this one by 10 mil, and then I had to go on right. But for me to do that, I didn't cut down this bit of wood. I couldn't cut down the bottom bit of wood by 10 mil. So trying to take 10 mil off a bit of feather edge is a waste of time. Just well adjust it and then go on up through. Lovely jubbly. Now it's time for a cup of tea, because I've got a couple of cuts to do on that one. Well, yeah, we've got to cut that one to go in around that 6x2 post, and then we'll have to cut in the next one. I'm also going to have to put another bracing up there on this one before we go any further, because else I've got a noggin there, I've got one there, and I've got one there, but I need a noggin there to tap this bit of wood on the end into there. Always got to think Edsy, learning as you go. But I'll tell you what, pond's looking lovely and dry. Fiberglass this week. So, yeah, that'll be a hell of a video. It's not what you know, it's who you know. He's rendering up me walls, because I don't have a clue how to do it. But he does it for a living, and he said, Shag, he said, I'll come round and do it for you. I said, thank you very much, that's the hammer then, boy. He mixed right up. This smoking. Get the jungle juice mixing. Like baking a cake. Look at that, look. Lovely jubbly. Got to be in the know, see? He's done all the beading. He's put the first coat on. Now he's putting the fiberglass mesh on. This here helps it all stay as one solid piece. Because I just asked him, because I didn't have a clue. So I thought I'd best ask, just to make sure I say the right thing. But yeah, so everything's going well here at the moment. Looking the absolute hammer. All of the corner beads on place. Just putting the first coat on. And I was just going to paint it, but Carl said that you can't just paint it. He said you got to do a proper job. So he's very kindly helped me out here, doing me a massive favour. Going to be the absolute hammer when it's all done. So we decided to take down the fence that was here as well. We only really left this up for the pure fact of save me getting rid of it, but it was a much better job than the idea of taking it down. So we've rendered across here as well. Got to come back and do the top coat. So gone down through here, and it neatens everything up. It smartens everything up and makes it look that little bit better. I know you don't see the back of my garden, but for me, I just wanted to make sure a proper job's done of it, and he's going to come back in a couple of days, let this set off, and then they'll put a top coat on. But yeah, well happy with how it is, and it'll be 10 times better. Also got 1.5 bags left as well, and he's left me the mesh as well. He said he's going to pick up a few more beads from work tomorrow, but what's going to happen, we're going to actually do the inside of this filter house as well, and it'll make it look that, it'll just make it 10 times better. I was originally planning just to paint the block work, but I think while I've got it and he's offered to do it for me, I'm just as well get it done. It'll be definitely worth doing, to be fair. I've gone to this effort of everything that I've done so far, so we just as well get him to do that. And to be fair, he's my cousin, he lives over there, so it's happy days. He can come over from work and he can do it after work, and he's, you know, he said fire up the barbecue with a few beers when we're done, and he'll sit and enjoy the fish with me. So he's very kindly done it for me for free. Happy days, very, very happy with that. But you can see we've cladded up the inside of here as well, looking the absolute hammer. Yeah, so I'm more than happy with how this has all turned out. Looks the absolute hammer, definitely finishes it off. And I know a load of people wanted me to put a window in there, but I really didn't want a window in there for the pure fact I've got a window right there. I'm going to view the fish, I'm going to stand outside and look at them. So it allows me to just watch what I'm going to do with this back wall. I'm going to put some of my koi art on top of there, and it's just going to be a feature wall more than anything. And it will look hammer what I've got in the pipeline for that. Right then, so what I've done, I've tapped into the silt trap. I was going to fit this gully drain to fit it in here, but I was having so much trouble with this. Basically, the idea behind this, these drains here work so much better if you can tap in underneath them. And because I got so much overspill with concrete from when I put the foundation in, unless I was to dig all that out, I can't tap in underneath it and get it to where I need it to go. So the idea was to put it against there like that, somewhere there. The idea was to put it there, run it all the way up through, but with all the extra overspill concrete, I just can't get to it. So what I decided to do, just pop down the builder's merchant, and for £9 I picked myself up another drain. I already had all the pipe fittings here already, so I've had to spend £9, but I'm not really worried about it. So I started concreting this, started leveling this out. I've sold me cement mixer. I basically got me money back for that. It didn't really cost me hardly anything. But I'm mixing all this up by hand. And the reasons why I want to get it done as soon as possible. So the original idea was just to concrete along the back, put a little trench in to let the water soak into that pre-soak away. And I'm thinking to myself, it ain't really good enough. It ain't really good enough to last long term. And I'm not going to be able to put Indian sandstone down this year. Just too much money. The quote that I've had is just stupid price. Well over £2,000. And there's just no way I'm paying for that this year. I haven't got that. It's a project that I'll do next year. So where I'm at the moment, tapped into this silt trap. I've got a 90 on it. I've put a 45 on it. I've whacked in the cheap little, you know, drop drain, whatever they're called. I put a 15 on it, or whatever that is. And the reason why I've put that on is just so I've got a fitting, because if I concrete all of this in here, I'm planning just to do a box in here to concrete a pad for a walkway in and out the garden. But I thought to myself, I'm never going to be able to get to that again if I concrete it. So I thought, while I've got the pipe and I've got some spare fittings, I nicked an end cap, which is there, which comes applied with that. And I thought, right, I'll just whack a straight connector onto it, whack an end cap onto it, and then it allows me later down the line, because the filter house is at a different level. I thought it best just to put it on there, just in case I ever need it. As being said, I'm going to get all this mixed up, level it out. Because I'm on a hell of a slope like this on the garden, as you can see, the garden just drops all the way down through. So I didn't want to put all of this concrete in, try to level it out, and then what happens is that all the water is sitting against the pond wall again. So what I'm going to do is level it to there, and then I'm going to level it into the drain. So the water, this is higher than what this is, so then the water has got somewhere to go. That's the idea. Like I said, I'm not a professional, I'm not a drain inspector. I'm just trying to use what's in my head and get things done right. Let's crack on. I've got a lot of mixing to do by hand. 6 bags of aggregate, all in there. So as you can see, I've had a good old tidy up, but I thought I'd just show you what I've done today. So I've got this one all in place. I ran out of cement pretty much. I just put a tiny little bit up through there, right on a slope, to stop any of the water going into the filter house. I also just whacked a little channel in there, just in case. I know this is definitely higher than what the drain is. is about an inch higher up that end than what it is down here. But I thought, just in case any of the water comes down the path, then it's got a little tunnel just to go into here, just in case. I ran out of cement, so my pad will go all the way to here eventually. But it means buying some more aggregate, some more sand. But for now, it does the job. So in here, where you can see here, I'm not going to pull it all back, but that goes down about 2 foot. Any of the rainwater that comes off here fast and slopes straight down to here, because when I've done all of my cement mixing for the pond and for the filter house, this is where I was mixing up everything from all of the blocks that I laid. I mixed up everything here, and the ground itself is rock solid. Just for the overspill of concrete that I've got. It happens, it makes that mess. I did have a board down, a 12mm sheet of OSB board down, but it's still gone through and the ground's rock solid. So I said to the wife, I'm going to have to pull it all back, dig it all up, because when the rain falls really hard and really quick, it runs off of here and it just runs straight across to there. And obviously now it's got somewhere to go, and now I can tap into that. Eventually, when I get it all leveled out with stone, I'm going to put another drain in, tap it in to make sure that everything goes down to there. But I'm more than happy with what I've done there. It's all looking wicked. The reason why I've given everything a massive clean down, I got the pond vac out and I dusted off the whole pond. Every single wall has been dusted. The floor's been dusted. The drains have been cleaned, for the pure fact of the fiberglass is being started to be fitted tomorrow. We're going to put the foams on tomorrow. Check out my next video, because I'm going to do the fiberglass in. I've got someone special coming down, another YouTuber, and well, we're going to make some banging videos and basically show you step by step what we do, how we're going to do it, and I'm going to have a good old go myself. And if I mess up, I got someone, a professional, that knows exactly how to do it. So that's all I'm saying. Watch the next video. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you can, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you on the next one.